still appears to be no public confirmation as yet, from what I can see, of any resolution to the dispute between Banyana Banyana and the SA Football Association. As you saw on Sunday, the main Banyana squad selected to represent us at the World Cup refused to take to the field in the game against Botswana at the Tsakane Stadium. In the end, the coach Israelis was forced to call up basically people who play football in Gauteng, including one player who was just 13 years old. Zwelinzima Vavi is the General Secretary of the South African Federation of Trade Unions. Mr. Vavi, good afternoon to you. You say you stand with Banyana Banyana. Why do you believe they did the right thing by refusing to play on Sunday?
Oh, no, because they are being taken for the right. Because somebody is wanting to benefit from their sweat and from their talents. Because this Safa and its president have become rogue, and they must be shown the door by the people of South Africa, the soccer fraternity, the soccer-loving fans that runs into millions here at home. And here's the issue at dispute and why we are backing the Banyana Banyana squad. Number one, they are demanding that they must be offered contracts that are going to defend two things. Firstly, it is FIFA at the international level that have issued guidelines based on negotiations with the international soccer players, called FIPRO, that says that at the minimum for appearance in the World Cup, every player must get $30. That must be in the contract. In addition to that, the Banyana Banyana say, we know that SAFA is able to get their sponsorships from various companies in our name based on the talents that we have displayed to the point that we now African champions. We at least demand $21 for appearing in addition to the FIFA guarantee. And that must be in our contract. SAFA is refusing to do so. That's the first reason. Second reason is that SAFA, because it wants to rob the players, arrange a last match as a friendly in Tsakane in a soccer field that is not anywhere close to meeting the basic minimum standards that are set by FIFA. A clay field, a grass field, and it says, come and play here. And Banyana Banyana says, hold on, this is the last match. You want to expose us to injuries on our last game as we undertake such an important trip on behalf of our own selves, families, and this country. We can't play in that field. Why? Because SAFA had received a $1 million from FIFA to say, here's the money that you should prepare your squad to come to the games well prepared. In the South African rands, that's about 20 million rands. They go to the cheapest stadium to save money, and secondly, they take a squad from Botswana, which we all know are not even African beaters, are not even at the level of competing with the African hard beaters, in order to save money. And again, so that the money that would have come from FIFA is pocketed by SAFA and not the players, and the players are being risked to go and play in a soccer field way away from the FNB, Ellis Park Stadium, or any other stadiums that we know were hosting the World Cup in 2010 and are of the such a state that anybody can come and play without any complaint. That's the second reason why Banyana refused to go and take the field.
So, Mr. Vavi, is it all about SAFA? Is it about the leadership of SAFA and Mr. Danny Jordan? I mean, does it start there?
It starts there. But then there's another critically important issue. Danny Jordan, after the Banyana Banyana triumphed in Africa and won the Africa Championship, comes out in full support because there's an outcry. There's an outcry in South Africa to say there must be equalization. There must be fairness. Banyana Banyana deserve exactly the same amount of money as Bafana Bafana. He agrees. He goes to parliament, everybody agrees. Now, instead of doing that, he is seeking to reduce the 60,000 rands appearance fee for Bafana Bafana so that he can equalize and meet the demand for equal pay for work of equal value with Banyana Banyana, and to ensure that there is no gender discrimination. On the basis of reducing the Bafana Bafana, no. Saftu and the South African Football Players Union says, no. The starting point is that the appearance fee for Bafana Bafana is 60,000 rand. Increase the Banyana Banyana from the 20,000 they were getting to the 60,000 that Bafana Bafana is receiving. What we see here, Stephen, as you are correctly pointing out, is a SAFA president, Denny Jordan, and his executive committee, who wants to cut corners, who wants to exploit these young players, and who wants to play on their vulnerability as women and those who are because they are always in the receiving end of a patriarchal society, and who wants to save money for their own bonuses at the end of the tournament. That's what is at stake here. And that's why we are calling on the South Africans to rise and to say, Danny, please play the ball and not those young women. And make sure that you sign them contracts that will not undermine the gains that have been made at the international level. But more importantly, that they will have a serious stake in what is being put into the SAFA bags by the sponsors, instead of wanting to pocket all of that for you and your executives. And if it doesn't want to meet those demands, we're asking the South African public to rise and to defend Banyana Banyana, to defend Bafana Bafana, and to say that these guys perhaps have long overstayed their welcome at SAFA and must go.
And Mr. Vavi, I mean, do you have any belief that our football will change? I mean, football is a big business, let's be clear. There's an important trade union in this game representing our footballers, as you know. And yet, I think many South Africans feel that our football is just badly managed.
That's why we are at the state where we are. If you look at the facts as they are, we were at our highest point in 1996 under the stewardship of Clive Barker. May his soul and his beautiful soul rest in peace. We have been climbing down, and every statistics when it comes to our performance. And luckily now, we seem to have a good coach in Bafana Bafana, and who's taking us seemingly back to where we belong. We should be competing with France. We should be competing with the best in the world by now, if you look at the standards that our soccer players displayed in 1996. Banyana Banyana have raised the flag of this country last year and won the African Cup. And they are now going to compete in the international stage, in the World Cup. What we need is serious development. What we need is to ensure that the money that we have received from the host in 2010 and as well as the current donations FIFA is making to help us prepare our squad to the FIFA World Cup, that money must go not to the executives, not to the bonuses of the president and the executive. That money must go for development. We want to see more focus on development, school tournaments, pressing on the government to go into serious partnership with SAFA to unearth talents at the age of 7, 8. By the time that players are at 16, we must all be watching what they are doing on a daily basis so that they are nurtured and protected from all the other temptations, and that they will compete in under 16, under 18, under 21, and until they go into wearing the number 1 jerseys of South Africa at the senior squad level. That's what we need. That's what everybody has been crying for in this country.
Right, Zwelinzima Vavi, I'm afraid we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much indeed. An impassioned defence of Banyana Banyana and our football players. There's Zwelinzima Vavi, as you know, is the General Secretary of the South African Federation of Trade Unions. More on